things to do with designing, developing, and delivering a superb learning experience, where we talk about how you can leverage your expertise by turning your valuable IP into some digital learning products so you can create impact, scale, and live the lifestyle you desire. And one of the things that you need to be able to do that is to really be able to deliver this solution that solves people's problems. And so today we're going to start to talk about how to find the pain points of your target audience. So let's get into it. So the reality is that, we're jumping slides. The reality is that delivering a painkiller solution is what people need and want. Okay, we need to be able to create this painkiller solution. I've talked before about there's effectively two different types of courses. There's your vitamin courses and your painkiller courses. And your vitamin courses can be great courses, and they can be courses that people want to take, but they don't necessarily need to take them. And often what we see is then with these vitamin courses, this is often where the completion rates can be lower because they're probably like the vitamins that you've got sitting in your cupboard that you had all great, some great intentions of taking, but you actually never ended up finishing them off. Whereas a painkiller solution is what people need, not just want, but they need it. They need it to solve a big problem. And this great quote that I love, people don't want to buy a drill bit, they want a hole. And so when you're looking at designing and creating a learning experience, when you're looking at whether that being a masterclass, an online course, a mini course, whatever the learning experience is, you need to be focusing on the problem that you're going to solve. So really focus on that. Focus on that problem that you're solving as part of that process. And so that's what we're jumping into today. How do I do that? How do I find those pain points? How do I identify what it is that people need? That's the big burning question. How do we find the pain points? So, a couple of different ways that we can do that. And one of those ways that's the most simplest and easiest is to ask people. Go and ask your audience. Go and ask your target market. And go and ask them those questions. Find out what is troubling them. So that's the first thing you need to do. Is go and ask your audience. Find out those things. So you can do that. So you can just go and have a discussion. If you've got existing clients, just go and have a discussion with them. Maybe you can do it en masse and send out surveys to people that are in your target market. They might not necessarily be your clients. Okay, you could, if you wanted to, get a bunch of people together, run some focus groups. Or if you're in the right position and things like that, then you could actually be observing what people are doing and observing the challenges that they're having. So a couple of different ways that we can go out there and ask our audience. And this is going to be the best form of information and the best data that we're going to get to tell us what those pain points are. But we do need to probably ask the right questions as part of that process. We want to ask questions around challenges. What's keeping them up at night? Their biggest fears and frustrations. What's the cost of not doing anything? And what are those unattainable goals that they see? They're just some of the questions that you can ask. In our course, Nail Your Niche, we've got a whole lot of questions that you can ask as part of that. And this is probably just half of them. But they're just some of the key questions that you want to be asking. You want to be asking people all of these things to find out. And so you can really drill down into not just the challenges, but what are those challenges costing? And what's their fears and frustrations and all of this. Okay. And this is not just obviously to help you with crafting that ideal learning experience, because obviously you want to craft something that's ruthlessly relevant. but it's also going to help you when you're marketing it as well. So go and ask your audience. It's probably a key thing that you need to be able to do. Okay. The next thing you can do is what I call being a fly on the wall. So this is where we want to go and be exactly like a fly on the wall and listen in and see what's happening. And this is where we'd go and do it on through social networks. Look at the groups, look at the social forums, jump onto them and just see what are those questions that people are posting. Okay. This Tuesday talk that I've put in is actually come out of a result of a post I saw on a Facebook group where someone said, how do I find the pain points for my audience? And I went, well, okay, there's a need for this bit of training. Great, I'm going to put this together. So it's a matter of, going in, having a look at those groups, those social forums, and seeing what are the questions that people are asking. What are the problems that they're having? You might be surprised at some of the questions and some of the responses. So some of the places to go for this. Obviously, Facebook groups is probably the best place. Go and join in to some Facebook groups that have your potential target audience. Go in there and just jump in those groups and just see what people are asking. Ask what are the challenges that they're having? What are the questions that they're asking? We're certainly seeing in our own research, there's a lot of people in the course creation space, and then the actual one of the big things they probably challenge them that are challenged with is the technical pieces, and that's probably one of the things I'm going to talk about in one of my upcoming Tuesday talks, because that challenge they have is how do we do this technology stack type of thing. But you can also go on to other forums like Quora, Reddit. Okay, there's some great sub channels on Reddit and also, I'm not sure what they're called on Quora, but there's communities of people there, and people just go on and have a look at those things and post up questions, and you can go in and you can also see what are the responses. It's the other thing as well. You can see, well, what are other people saying, and is there maybe some misinformation that's happening? Is there an opportunity for you to jump in and go, no, this is a better way of doing it? Everyone's saying you do it X, I'm going to tell you to do it Y, and change that around. Also, you've got places like Yahoo Answers, and Stack Exchange is another Q&A forum. So jump on, be a fly on the wall, and start to see and have a look and investigate what other people are doing. The next one, obviously, is really important, and it's again from both a marketing and a course creation design, trying to find that, and that's the keyword research. Go and do some research and find out what are those keywords that people are searching for. Go and find out what are the questions that they're asking. What are those the keywords that are coming up, and seeing, well, what does that play and how does that play into what you're doing? And when we're looking at that keyword research, there's a whole range of different tools that you can use. You've got SEMrush is one, for example. There's Ahrefs. And one that I find that is a really great one, which because it's SEMrush and Ahrefs, and they can be some great tools, and they'll tell you some volume of what people are searching for and a whole lot of other things like that. But Answer the Public is really a really interesting one, because what you can actually do is you can actually get this really cool visual infographic style of what people are asking. So you can put in keywords, and then it'll actually show you some of the questions that people are posting as part of that. And you can then click on those questions and can drill down, and it'll show you even more. And it just gives you an idea on, what is it? What are those keywords that people are using? What are they searching for? And also, you can put in your own keywords that are relevant to your niche and things like that. It's it would be really cool to find that out and see, what are the words that people are using. So, keyword research tool with Answer the Public, SEMrush, and Ahrefs. And then the other thing that you can do is you can go to the big three. What am I talking about when I talk about the big three? Well, obviously that's the big three things like Google, YouTube, and Amazon. So there are a couple of big ones that you can certainly look at as part of that whole process. You can look at, we talked about Google or keyword research, and Google is probably one of the greatest ones there. Jump onto Google Keyword Planner and start to map out and see what is it that people are searching for. What are those big keywords that they're using as part of that? Again, jump onto YouTube. Okay, there's probably YouTube is the second biggest second biggest search engine in the market. But you can jump on there and see, well, what are people posting, but also what are people questioning and asking? And you can also look and say, well, what are people searching for on YouTube? So have a look at YouTube as a great source to see what are the problems that people are trying to get solved as part of that. And then Amazon is another one. And Amazon is a really interesting one. And there's a whole range of different ways you can do that. To start with, you can jump on and have a look at the Amazon bestsellers. What are the books that people are buying in your market? So maybe if you're a coach and you're coaching in the sales space, well, what are those books around selling or marketing and selling? What are those bestsellers, which is going to give you the perfect starting point for what's currently popular. You can dig a little deeper and see, well, what else is selling in that. You can go into different niches as well that are sitting there. Gives you an opportunity as well when you look at some of the books that are out there. It gives you an opportunity to maybe be a little bit inspired around what it is. But also when you go and have a look at Amazon, and I'm sure if you've been onto Amazon and you've bought a book or something like that, you also get to see that also bought. And so you get to see that other section of, okay, so what are the other purchase products that people have bought in line with that? So if you went and go, okay, people are buying this book on sales, well, what else are they buying? What are the associated books that they're buying with it as well? If you've got a great idea around the people in your target market, potentially you could jump in and see what their wish lists are. And there's also a great section in Amazon in the more explore section. I think from memory, I think it's on the right-hand side of the category page, and you'll see a most wished for section, and that's also going to tell you some other, some other information around what are people searching for and things like that. Again, you can look at those keywords as well, or the key things, the phrases that people are looking for. So there's a whole lot of things you can do just on Amazon in the book space, where you can look at that process, look at what is it that people are searching for. So a couple of different ways that you can use the big three to, again, find out a little bit about the pain points. What are people searching for, and the key pain points that they are having. So in summary, to really drill down and find the key pain points for your audience, one, ask them. Ask your audience. Ask them the questions. Find out what is happening. Be a fly on the wall. Jump onto those social forums and find out what people are saying. What are they questioning? What are they needing help with? Go and do the keyword research to find out what those keywords are that people are searching for, and go and jump onto the big three and use Google as a keyword search tool, keyword planner, see what that is coming up with in terms of, searches, search criteria, the search volume, etc. YouTube, what people are looking for, and Amazon in terms of the books and things like that. So a couple of different ways that you can drill down and find out the ideal audience or the pain points of your audience. So thank you. That's our Tuesday talk for this week. As per usual, questions, comments, throw them in the chat below. We'll be happy to answer them. Me or the team will jump on and answer them there. And if you're watching this on LinkedIn or through YouTube and you want to get into a little bit more information, jump in, join our Facebook group. We've got some great stuff coming up in that as well. So facebook.com/groups/Edgepreneur Hub. Look forward to seeing you there. So until next week, thanks. Bye.